Hello and welcome. Got started a little early so everybody could find the video and so that I could also, because my camera has not been on all week, so I can do a little adjustment if we need to today. Not this morning, this afternoon, this evening. The days go by so fast. So I just want to check my camera settings. How is everybody doing? Um, this is the number 6, our final video, garden gnome. So in the playlist, if you just kind of go back into my playlist there, and I need a band-aid because I had cut my finger on my blade. There is videos 1 through this one, and I give all the measurements as we're going. There is a few kits left. Now in your kit, you do get a written cutting guide, but not during the videos. You just write them down. That's what I do. I even write my own down. So, hi. Well, we're going to finish up on our album. And I did start a few minutes early just so I could check the settings on this camera and get autofocus off. Okay, so we don't have any issues, I'm hoping. So let's talk. Yes, we're going to finish up our album today. And what we need to do is map the two ends here, the inside and the back. I want to give you those measurements. And I'm going to do some of the flowers. And we'll do some decorating inside. So let me talk about these flowers really quick. If you have gone back into your dies, your G45 dies, if you have them to go with the tags, that's where all these come from. And when they went through, they're old. So the thing is, I don't know how many we have online, but with the large tag, I believe these came with the large tag. This may be 2 sets. I can't remember because I did have a couple of sets. It's been so long, but they are the G45 large tags. And like I said, I do have more than 1 set here. I'm pretty sure. But I went ahead for this album and did cut some of the foliage. And it doesn't have to be the same. You can just get into your dies, or you don't even have, I didn't have foliage on the other one. I did use the Prima pre-made flowers because they matched in the terracotta on the original album. And it was the bride's colors. This one is a little bit different. This bride is doing the carnival, if you remember, so the colors aren't going to match as well. Yeah, these are great because they do emboss. So that beautiful embossing on the die comes off when you put it through your cutter. And I like to use a combination when I'm making. So here's the foliage. They're really nice dies. And then I will be using the punches that I showed. And I'm still trying to locate them. I know we've got one customer overseas, and so I told her I would find some, and I've got one more store to go to. Okay, so before we do the flowers, let's go ahead, let me grab the album, and let's do the matting. I'll show you. I did work on it just a little bit today. We've already done all of this. And when we open, so I did do the inside. And what I used was just the green. You barely see it, this lighter green, and then the wedding, just the collage of all the different wedding pieces. So I did do the insides there. I still have not done where I put the lay flat, but I did do this pocket. Again, I just used the coordinating green at 4 3/8 by 9 7/8. Just like the front cover was a little different in width. So the green is 4 3/8 by 9 7/8, and I used the wedding cake, and it is 4 So this is 4 1/4 by 9. I think I cut it just a hair shorter, by 8 5/8. And you really don't see the length. Nope, I was wrong. And that's the wrong end of the ruler. It's 4 1/8 and by 8 5/8. And then we put the pocket on top, and you'll just see a little bit of the border. If you stuck with the pocket, then I did the matting on that at 4 1/8. And I believe it's, yep, 5 3/8. And then that's just a cut apart, 3 by 4. The green, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 long, double matted and popped it up on the foam. So I did get that done. But we're going to do this outside piece. We have 2 of those. So let's get in camera. We have these 2 outside pieces, and these are the ones that measured 1. Let me put it up here. They actually measured 1 1/4. And our outside ones are the bigger. They measure 1 3/4. It's been a while because we were gone to the show last week. Yeah, 1 3/4 and 1 1/4. Perfect. I like to double mat those. So that's where we're going to start. We don't need him. And we want to put those on before we make our flowers because they will get squished. And I did show you in the last video. So all the videos are in a playlist. If you go on to my channel and then click playlist, they will all come up. So we can even go with the lighter green here. I've decided that is going to be the back. I was going to use, let me show you, that for the back. But the wedding cars are just my favorite. And because this is they've got old cars and an old tractor getting in the backyard. This wedding, I can't wait to take pictures and show you all. It's going to be so pretty. Just so pretty. And so what do I want to mat the sides with? That's going to be the back. Let's see what that's going to look like with the green. Okay, the back. Let me cut this first. Your back is 10 by 10. And it's up to you if you want to double mat. The back, I usually do not. And Tiffany is posting some additional punches. We do have, any of the flower punches, flower dies, anything that you have on your Cricut silhouette, they're going to be great. Okay, we're cutting this at 9 7/8 by 9 7/8, and let's put this on the back first. Now that green is pretty too, so we're going to see here. So let's turn our album over. Here's our back. Love the cars. I just love them. So perfect for the back of this album. So it's 9 7/8 by 9 7/8. Yeah, and I just went and got me a big bottle of glue today. I'm like, I'm done. It's time for the big boys to come out. Because I've been making so many projects, I'm using so much glue. And that's okay. Oh, and it wants to dry so fast. And then we have, so I won't have any more. Well, I may have some more lights. I may be popping on just to show merchandise that I brought back because I've got to do some giveaways. I've got to give away all this fun stuff we brought back from our Craft Utopia vendors event. But I won't be doing any other tutorials because our virtual retreat also starts this week, and we will be online, busy with that. And if you love to do our virtual retreats, we still have room, in the holiday for November. And then don't forget, we have our in-person retreat. So if you really want to get close and personal with the designers, Tiffany, Let's Get Scrappy will be teaching. Kim from Kim Can't Stop Crafting and myself and Tanya. We will all be teaching, and it's a really fun time for you to really get to interact with the designers. So this is going to be 1 1/4, and you pretty much can cut it true to size by 9 7/8. So let's go ahead and use up these scraps. And if you're really wanting to be in person, now is your chance because we are kind of regrouping for next year. So get in now. I'm just turning off I always forget about the phone. We don't need to hear that going off in the background. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let me get this bottom off because it's going to be long enough. Now what I want to do is I'm going to cut these at 1 inch. Well, just a hair over. Let's see. Sometimes your graphics, but that looks okay. But I need it to be 9. I should have checked my length, huh? It needs to be 9 5/8. Well, look at that. It's almost perfect, and I didn't even plan that. So this one is 1 1/4 by 9 7/8. 1 5/8. No, not 1 5/8. Sorry. It's about 1 1/8 by 9 5/8. That looks pretty good. And I got a few of them there right on. I'm going to take just a little bit off. And Tiffany is busy getting all those links for us. Oh, and don't forget to visit the website. I got our brand new Tim Holtz spritzers are up online. They're going to be so pretty with this stuff. Anything. Okay. So I'm going to go dark because that's going to be on the inside. Then I'm going to go with the light on the outside. Now those are 1 3/4. I just cut them a hair shorter than the hinge size. And this one will be 9 7/8. So 1 3/4 by 9 7/8. But once again, I did go down just about a 1/16 of an inch on the width. Yeah, I've been busy, Tiffany. So if you don't want to miss out on all the good stuff, be sure that you do subscribe to my channel and that you are also in our group, Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. Now see how nice that will sit? Perfect. I like it. So now I can cut these pieces at 1, let's see, 3/4. Let's go 1 just short of 1 5/8. And my length will be 9 5/8. No, that's not going to be enough. So let me give you a new measurement. How about 1 1/2? Yep. 1 1/2. I like more of my background to show. So 1 5/8 by 9 5/8, and that comes out nice. No, I told you 1 1/2, but I cut it down to 1. I mean, I told you 1 5/8, but I'm cutting it down to 1 1/2 by 9 5/8. Okay, let's put those together. And then we're going to slap those on our book. Yeah, the new Tim Holtz Spritz come. They're smaller. They're 1 ounce, and I have a whole explanation under each product what it does. So you can use it on anything, everything, anything. I have not played with them yet, but I will. Well, hello, Sandy. And if you're using a wet adhesive, do make sure you're spreading it good because you want it to be nice and flat. Okay, also, let me tell you guys, the craft cardstock, I believe it delivers either tomorrow or Wednesday. Then we have another huge shipment of just the black. The 100-pound came. We got it on Saturday. The black will be here, I believe, Thursday. Craft will be here Wednesday. Could be tomorrow. And then our 100-pound is black is already back on stock. So it's going to be here. Hi, Cindy. Oh, thank you. You know what? I've told this story before. My mother she wallpapered every room in our house every season. And I learned you got to spread that. You got to spread it out, right? And when we would craft, and she would do now. Whose moms took the photo albums? Remember? And you learned your mother knew how to swear because she would have the glue gun out in the basement in the sewing room, and you'd hear her burning her fingers because they took those albums, would pat them with quilt packing. I still have some. And then they made the beautiful, album covers out of fabric. Well, when she did the inside with glue, I was making one once, and that's when I learned spread your glue, she said. Don't just let it sit there on the surface or your pictures will wrinkle. And she was right. Our mothers were right most of the time. Well, we thought we knew everything. All right. As soon as we get this one done, we can we can put these on the spines of our book. I don't want those to fall out. There we go. That looks pretty cute. It looks better in person. And then the bigger one will go to the 1 3/4 inch spine. And then do the same thing on your book if you're using a wet adhesive, because you don't want any bubbling. And I am using my larger dress, my craft, because see this one? Yeah, this one gets in these bigger spines really nice. All right, I think I'm going to lose those. I still have my inserts. So the wedding for this album is Saturday. I have to get it done this week. Spread this out more. The time has flown. But it's fun watching my neighbors. Their wedding's going to be in their backyard. And I guess the grandfather has an antique tractor, so that was brought over. A couple of old cars have shown up for her wedding, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so awesome. But it's so hot. They did move the reception to 7 at night, which I think is very smart. It's still going to be pretty hot. Okay, so we got those two sides done. And then when you start rolling it up, we get that total different look. Yeah, it seems like I haven't spoken to anybody for a while. Has anybody been working on their wedding album? We did so much crafting while we were at the vendor event that I had to recuperate this weekend. But then I came home Friday, and then we taught classes Saturday. So at the store, yeah, it was a lot of crafting. Every time we went into a room, whether it was to eat, I mean, there was just crafting everywhere. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun wedding gift. Definitely, Monica, this is a gift that nobody else is going to give them. All right. Do this without smacking the camera. Okay. So the inside, see, I still have to do those toppers, but I did go over those with you guys. And, oh, we did the decorating there. Okay, so we are all good for that side. I still got to finish my waterfall. And that. Not too bad, but see how pretty that is? Then when we close it together, So, flowers. Let's get some flowers made. There's the back. And first thing I'm going to start out with, I'm going to grab these ones. And then when it comes to these bigger G45, I like to separate. So I'll use the 3 bigger, or you can make just one huge one, but this way, a couple of different things. You can just layer 2, put a bead in the center and have a flower, but I'm going to shape these. And then I want to punch out, oh, I did get my scraps here. I want to punch out a bunch more using these guys, and I'm going to show you a couple of things that I like to do. So whatever punch you're going to use, I want you to go ahead and get your scraps. If you're using 2 different sizes, go ahead and just, I punch out like 7 or 8. If you were just using pre-made flowers, then you can skip this step. So I'm mostly going to use the green on top. And I'll show you because I want a couple more big ones. And let's see. Oh, let's go ahead and get some plain colored, smaller ones. And so we have to get some different colors out here. Let's do, if there's a pattern like the bride's shoes, don't let that stop you because you really aren't going to see them. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways, and you may have, you may have learned or you already know, because you can wet these, you can do all kinds of different fun things. But I'm going to start here with this. And for this, I am going to use my hot glue gun. And I forgot to check it first for glue sticks. Oh, I've got some. I don't like going to looking for stuff. Now, if you want to add some different colors, which I do have, I just didn't pull them out, that coordinate with their wedding paper or wedding colors, you certainly can. But what I'm going to do first with this one is I don't really use a foam. You certainly can. I am just going to pinch these together. And sometimes if you have to, you can use your fingernail or a bone folder there you go, to crease them. As soon as the little hot glue gun, it'll be ready here in a second. So I'm going to start on this one by making our center. We're just going to bring the petals up. So it does work best if you have a 5-petal flower. You know, whoops, 5 different petals. And it's ready. Now on the outside, I'll just put a dot of glue because we have to hold that for a moment. So I'm just putting it on the edge of one of the flowers, little top corner. Those aren't pinching very good. So what I'm doing is just overlapping my petals here. Hot glue makes such a mess. Boy, this one made a mess. Let me do it again. I'm not going to use the hot glue. Sometimes you think it's faster and it's not. Art glitter glue will just hold it for a second. So we're just pinching them in half. See, the idea is to bring it up here into the center and make our little center with it. You can always layer these up, and yeah, it spritz with water. Now another way to do this also is after. So I'm showing you can do that little thing before, or you can do it this way too. Or like Tiffany says, you can layer these up, then you spritz it with the water and you squish it. And then you want to use the spellbinders, yes. Metallics. Now I'm going to put 5 of these together. 5 seems to be the magic number for fullness for me. And then I'll show you also how to do the center if you don't like to do them beforehand. And these bigger ones are a lot easier to pinch. And you can also do them in all different colors. You don't have to stick with the same pattern. Okay. So I'll just add adhesive to the back. And let's offset the petals. And this is the no string glue. It doesn't. I'm telling you, I've never found any true no string glue guns. Okay, now you can take the center when it's down in here. This is like a faux rose. And you can also do this after it's on the book. Just gather it up into the center, and then you can go around and add glue. Hot glue isn't my favorite because we're getting too many strings. So I will just add my art glitter glue when I'm done because I'm going to have to hold it while the art glitter glue dries. But you won't get all of that. And then you'll have that beautiful little flower. Let's try it. Just put it on the insides there where everything is touching. And we'll just hold it and visit for a minute. There. Now you get your, now you can actually start bringing up all your petals if you want to turn this into one, just into a more of a closed rose. You just keep doing that petal after petal after petal, and then you'll get yourself a closed rose. But I like to leave them open. Okay, so that'll be my first one. And I'm going to make just a couple more. They're not all going to have the center like that. And they're not all going to have 5. I like to do 5 because I want 2. Those are going to be like my, the bigger florals because you want different sizes. So we'll do 2, whichever ones are your largest. Then I'll do the G45. And then we'll add some smaller ones in. And then greenery. And we just want to offset those. Now after you put the flowers down, if you decide you want that, I call that a faux rose center, then you'll just make it. You can do it when it's on your book. And then pearls or using the pens make beautiful centers. Now let's move to the G45. Same thing. Couple of things. You can either, I like to use this one. You can also use, if you have a foam pad. Now I'm going to push that backwards. Then I bring them forward and I still pinch them. And it kind of makes the petals a little more droopy on the sides, even though I'm pinching. Now that's the side I want to show. And you don't have to pinch all of them. Let me show you. Then that can sit on there. And then I would go ahead and pinch the center. Just look out your backyard or look out the window. You're going to see flowers are not perfect, and they're not all going the same. Their petals the same directions. And I will use art glitter glue for these once in a while when I have more time. And that's the G45. You can keep building them, but we need some smaller ones, so we need different sizes. I do have the Prima Pearls. And that is what I'm going to put in the center. I'm telling you, that stuff's like cobwebs. So if who's never made flowers before? This is nice. That way you can match your project. Well, that didn't stay in, did it? And they can be the exact color that you need or want. And you can mix these with that darn thing. You can mix them also with pre-made flowers. They're super easy, Monica. You're going to love it. Okay, this needs to be fed in. Okay, let me make a couple more. Now see how the back side of that is actually very pretty. It has some different colors. Now, if I had my square bottle, I would spray these and show you. It's empty. I took it to the show with us, so I don't have one down here right now. But like Tiffany said, after you make it, don't get them soaking wet. You spray them with water, and then you kind of pinch at your petals. Now, these are only going to have 3. Also, you can also just go 2. I think I want this one to be at the top, so I'll put this one on next. Just remember to offset them with each other. Oh, yuck. This is a good, I love my little glue gun, but not the glue gun, it's the glue sticks. Let me see something. I don't, here, let me grab my pearls. I think they're behind me. No, they're not. Don't ever clean your craft room. You won't find anything. And I don't want gold and I don't want black. Okay, well, those will go on later. I have the Prima pearls. We sell them. They're beautiful. They come 1,000 in a container. I don't know where they are, of course. So let's get started here. But you will want to put a center in there, whether it's a pearl, a bead, a pen, pearl drops, whatever you like to put in there. So I need to grab my book. And of course, I want some greenery. We might use some more petals. And one thing I knew, oh, and if you want some tulle or ribbon, so see, I knew that was going to cover on the end there. And of course, we'll probably have one that comes over here. I don't know. We'll see there. I'll have to put a tag or something there to hide that. Then, oops, you just want to build. Let's get some green there. And kind of just tuck them. Now, after you've put them down, I know a lot of crafters will actually take a photo so that they can see exactly where they had put their flowers. You might want to take a picture. And they're going to tuck a lot better when I start gluing them. They always do for some reason. And then see how cute this greenery is? Let's get something a little bit bigger. So I'm going to pinch that off the bottom. I don't want it to be that big. And let's do some layering with those leaves. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. I don't think I would use tulle. I think I'll use leaves with this one. We're going to tuck them down in. If you guys can see that okay. And so that looks good to me. Only other thing is if you want a small one over on the side, might be too much though. Okay. Like I said, if you need to take a picture, you guys can take a photo. I'm just going to now add some adhesive here and there. We're just going to lay our greenery around. Now this one I want to put together. Oh, I was going to show you guys something. I need to remember next time I do something intricate like this. I have those dots paper that you can actually rub on, and we carry it. And it's right there where I can see it, and I should have grabbed it. I'm going to show it to you anyway here in a second. Let's put these guys down first. Now the main thing is, let's remember where everything went. Oh, I didn't use those two. So this guy, see, they're going to need some centers. And I'll be honest with you, I don't worry too much about how they go back down. I usually end up adding a few more florals to it, to be honest with you, because once you get it down, you'll realize, I needed something else. It shut off on me. We might need a little guy right there. There he is. And yes, this is called wedding bells. So there, I believe we do have a few kits left where you'll get everything, and you'll have a lot left over. I mean, you'll have plenty left over for another project, cards. See, by the time you put them down and start squishing them together, so see, now you can kind of see how you can make that center if you want another one. Or if you just want the pearls. Now, I think I need another floral here, but not a big one. Or another greenery. Yeah, I think some greenery. So let me show you. They're sitting right here. Okay. Oh, I can use the small ones. These are the sticky dots. And I always forget to show them. So let me take it out. You get 12 sheets. So let me grab one. And they really, when you open it, you're like, oh, that don't look like nothing. So let me show you this. You want to peel that apart. I have been using it. And you can use this in your die machine. Yep, you can use it in your die machine. So let me grab, see this guy? And I know you guys have seen, probably We Are Memories has it. But these guys have been around a long time because I've had them in my shop a long time. And I was like, oh my gosh, why am I not using these? So we're going to peel this up. I have hot glue. There we go. When you run it through your die machine, you can run it through with your intricate dies. And it is very sticky. Don't want to tear my flowers. Okay, Mr. Sticky Dots. There we go. Now that is terribly, terribly sticky. I mean, it is super sticky. My fingers are now sticky. And now, I don't even have to put anything on it. And look at it, even shapes around the chipboard little piece because it's so sticky. But it's not sticky to the touch. And it's so cool. See, it stuck right on there. But it is sticky to work with. Super sticky, but you can put it right through your die machines and it shows you, or you can just put your flower right on there. And it is, well, you know what? I don't know. Now, I was watching a video where the girl did use it in her Sizzix, and it says you can use it in your Sizzix die cut. I've only used it this way. It comes in the big sheets, and it's online by iCraft Sticky Dots. I actually use these smaller ones. You get 12 sheets or 8 sheets. Now, I've been sitting here thinking I need to show you guys these. So I'll leave that out. And then do have some like alcohol wipes or something handy, or hand sanitizer, because it's pretty sticky and you'll need to get it off before you keep working because they'll stick to your fingers. Okay, back to our book. Now some pearls in there. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And then I do have a couple here. I don't think I want those there. But I do need something on this side because I ended my strip kind of funny. And we are going to do some decorating with the chipboards with this collection. The inside that we need to do. And we have the sticker sheet. So let's grab our sticker sheet if you're working on this with me. And our chipboards. There's those. And let's see something. I really need to cover that. On the chipboards. So that we can get inside here. We already decorated our pages. I'm watching the video on Scrapbookers because that's where I have already done the decorating. And I'm okay. I'm just going to move these things to the side. And these are really stiff. And that's another thing that's nice, is that you won't be smashing them quite as bad as the regular ones. So inside, I think we pretty much did our decorating. There's not a lot to do because you want a lot of spaces for photos. The only thing is if you want, that was the color, the bride's colors, and I used it, but I'm like, oh, that was one of her carnival colors, but I'm going to leave it. This is where you can do some of your, because this came in the kit, the frames and tags. This might even look good on the front, so I'll leave that one out. Or best day ever. Now, I really haven't done a lot of decorating. I need to, on the waterfalls, pretty much left those plain. Unless you want to add bride or groom, which you do have on your sticker sheet here. You have the little tiny bride and the little groom. But otherwise, you can include these for the bride to have. So one place you might just want to put it up here in the corner for the groom. And we'll pop one over here for the bride. Since we want these to somewhat match. We'll put bride up here in the corner. But they'll pretty much get that. They'll get that for sure. And then we've already done, I think we already did our decorating on the mat, didn't we? We did. So that's done and ready to go. I just need to do my inserts here. And so if you're just going to be starting this album, you'll just want to go through parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we already did those decorating pieces there. And then on here, I'll probably put like wedding. This is really cute. This is our wedding. I'll have this down here on the pocket. So there's really, for me, I'm not going to do much more decorating on the inside. I did make the tag. It's 3. So the tag is made, and it is 3 7/8 by 9. Same length as the front. Oh, but we do need something cute here. We've got to have, oh, here we go. This was one we took off when we were. So these cute little things, what I would do, I definitely would take these off and include them for the bride and maybe give her a sheet that says, you know, if you want to add these to your wedding book, all you have to do, you know, you can even include a bottle of art glitter glue or some score tape. And that way she can then put her photo down and then add in her these things where she wants them, if she wants them. So we'll just put wedding day from the chipboards. And that also kind of helps it be a stopper. And then here is where I just have to have something there at the end because I don't know why I did that. These are a booger. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Sometimes cutting those out or popping them out is not super easy, and then they do tear. So if that happens, just rip the back off. You won't ruin it. Because there's no sticky on it. There we go. That kind of now puts a cap on there and makes it look like it's a finished edge. Then we see her invitations on the back. And I really don't know why I did this, guys. Next time I would score it at 1 inch. So I'm thinking about going over and getting another invitation. And then I glue that flat instead of tucking it under the paper. I should not have done that. So I may redo this, but that's okay. That one's an easy fix. That one will go inside there in the Our Story. And I still have some pretty flowers. I've got to find a place to use them. And then this one. And then the back where they can put a big photo. And that becomes the closure. So just squish that together and you'll see how nice it stays shut. I'll add some pearls. That's, yeah, just too much. Let's try one more. No, no, I'm just going to leave it as is there. But let's put a chipboard. Again, we just need something to finish this area right there. Oh, I could have looked at the sticker sheet. We want something small, not too obnoxious, but to kind of fill up that area. This is, I'm so glad they put so many of these on there because I just love them. No, that doesn't quite go. So on that area, I may need to make a bow. I think we do need a bow right there. And I don't have any white tulle, but I have white ribbon. Let me go grab that. You know how you just can't leave that spot? You just can't leave it. So let's just go 2. Then in through the center. And of course, I made it too big. Okay, maybe we don't need a double one. Let's just make a single one. Ooh, Sandy, that is going to be so fun. You know what? There's nothing more exciting than when we finally get our craft room. You know, it's crazy, but either that or a craft room or sewing room. I mean, we finally feel like we've made it. That's how I felt. I was like, my own craft room. All right. Just a little bit, still too big. I feel bad doing these parts of the albums because I don't think you guys want to sit here and just watch me try and make the bows. Oh, you're turning your spare bedroom into a craft room. Yeah. That's when you're like, okay, nobody is moving into this house. No, no, no. There's no room for you. There we see if these scissors will do better. Ah, I need my fabric scissors. And I think maybe seam binding might work better with this little guy because this is a pretty, yeah, this is a pretty thick ribbon and that looks terrible. Well, that just is too much. So, seam binding I think would work better. It'll definitely be a lot less bulky. And Sandy, you know what? That's how it starts. We turn those sewing rooms into our craft rooms, and then we never come out of them. Yeah, I'm going to use this. I do have a smaller white, but I thought this seam binding. And if we don't like this one, then I won't keep you guys anymore because we are basically done. I just have to then add my pearls. And like I mentioned earlier, I won't be doing any more tutorials this week because we are going to be starting our virtual summer retreat. This isn't working well for me tonight. So I won't take up your guys' time. And having a Band-Aid does not help with making bows. No. Okay. Well, I will get something on there, post it on Scrapbookers, and I'll make it probably a more floppy bow like I did on the original one to go there. And that is the conclusion of our wedding album. And then I'll get me some pearls out. The premium ones are just gorgeous because they have different color tints to them. And I'll just add some pearls. You know, I think that's what I'll do here too, is just add some pearls. So I hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial. The playlist is up and ready for you to follow every single video if you haven't been following along from the beginning. And I want to thank you guys for purchasing the kit. And like I said, there's a few kits left, not very many, because after what's sold online of this, because that's it. I know they are coming out with another collection, but it's kind of like this one, and then they added pink to it. So, but if you have pink in your wedding, you'll love it. Great bottom, looks awesome. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Have fun with your tutorial, and I will see you next week when we start a new tutorial using our, what I think it's called, What's Rolling or Something Rolling by Cartabella. It's going to be a recipe album. I am so ready. We need those fall recipe books. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.